Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. We got videos today from MTR.
Blind Items have been saying this for a while, but now there is a woman on Instagram who is accusing Saweetie of being a yacht girl.
And then also, she's never had a debut album, so you're not making money from music. So what are you making money from? But wait, there's more.
Blind Items have been saying this for a while, but now there is a woman on Instagram who is accusing Saweetie of being a yacht girl. For those of you who don't know what a yacht girl is, it's basically a girl who sells cookies, but she's not a Girl Scout.
You may not have heard of this young lady because I haven't either. Her name is Maybach May. If you look at her Instagram, it doesn't seem like she has a whole lot of stuff popping. She just looks like the average chick with a BBL and a nice body, and nothing else is to be seen there. Right?
Okay.
But that's what you think. Just because somebody don't have a whole lot of followers, it don't mean that they're not important in the industry. And according to this chick, she's more important than we think. Fast forward. Maybach May is one of the largest madams in the industry. And what Maybach May does is
Wait, isn't a madame like someone that works at a brothel and is like the main woman of the brothel or something?
connects a lot of beautiful women to rich men all over the world.
Oh,
she's going
so she
to
is
Dubai,
a madame. My bad.
Lagos, Europe, wherever you think that the rich guys are at, she has them in her system. And a lot of girls want to deal with Maybach May because she's the connection to all the guys with the money.
A pimp named Maybach May is hilarious.
And one of those ladies allegedly is Saweetie. Now, if you look at Saweetie's Instagram following, she got 12.4 million followers. Damn. Why would Saweetie be working with a lady that got 25,000 followers? Well, here's a story. Fast forward. Maybach May had a connection with a guy by the name of Jaydon Sancho. Now, he plays in the Premier European League. I think it's Manchester United. I'm not necessarily sure. But the guy makes a lot of money, like over $180,000 per week. And this dude...
$180,000 a week? My man.
Dude is known for tricking on women. Like, he is known for spending a whole lot of money. So basically, what Maybach May did was say, listen, Saweetie, I got this dude, and he's a younger guy. He's like 21. And, you know, Saweetie is closer to being like 30. So, look, this young dude, if you deal with him, he'll spend money on you. But here's what you got to do. You got to pay me my money, and, you know, whatever else you get from him, you can keep. But as long as I get my cut, I'm cool.
He's right, you know.
And here's a text message that's even explaining that. Here it says, what you doing? We should do a big bear trip with good friends, group co-ed. Oh my God, it's so nice here. And even that code is 2 hours from LA. At the studio, girl, all my friends out of state. When bees run it up on Jaydon, how much they doing in a weekend?
Oh.
Woo! Now, this is evidence, right? Fast forward! But here's what Saweetie did. She fell in love with Jaydon, or got Jaydon to fall in love with her. And so she ended up in a full relationship with Jaydon Sancho. Now, Jaydon Sancho ended up getting, you know, a tattoo of her, I think like on his neck or something like that. And
come on, bruh. I always say it. Young men that come in with a lot of money always screw themselves.
Basically, they got into a full-blown relationship and basically cut off Maybach May. And so this is the problem at bay. Maybach May is saying, listen, you owe me money and you was out here dealing with the dude that I set you up with, and now you don't want to pay me? Let's go back to that first text message. She goes, Sancho, after you done paying and getting tattoos of a 304, you barely know. Run me my money. She hates her career, so you come right on time like the trick you are. I just want what y'all owe me. So obviously Jaydon didn't pay her, and Saweetie must have told him not to pay. Now, what else? Witchcraft and liquor is one hell of a mix. Send me my bread home, wrecker. Woo!
Damn.
Now, before I get into the rest of the screen
sounds like a pimp
shots, I kind of want to get into what Saweetie is kind of known for.
Before he does that, I got to take a look at this young lady's Instagram in an effort to increase my understanding in my algorithm of hoe identification. Let's take a look. Random trips to beach. Now, what's crazy is that there's not too many things that are outside of the ordinary of what you see of the run-of-the-mill modern woman's profile, right? You're going to keep Diddy in jail for S trafficking, and I'm not saying that he shouldn't be in jail, but you got women like this that are madams, self-proclaimed madams that are readily admitting that they are effectively trafficking, right? And they're so brazen to do so because they know inevitably nothing is going to happen to them. I'd like to think through her own idiocy, she's been put on notice by the feds, but I highly doubt it. But it could be one of two things. Either A, this woman is trying to take credit for something just because she knew the two people and she's releasing these text messages, or B, this is a weird, wild industry, and women like Saweetie, who's probably a multimillionaire herself, I'd estimate probably $4 to $5 to $6 million in net worth. That amount of money is not enough for her, so she's more than willing to do what she does. But let's hear a little bit more about the way Saweetie moves.
What Saweetie is kind of known for.
Okay. Saweetie is allegedly a yacht girl who makes far more money from yachting than she does from her music career. And according to this blind item, she allegedly has a substance abuse problem that is making her messy and causing her to lose yachting clients. And the blind item reads, this A-list Nepo baby, who's a rapper, singer, niece, cousin, and granddaughter of famous names, earns way more from yachting each week than from her actual music. But her substance habit has gotten out of control, and the messiness is driving clients away fast.
So Saweetie is known for being a yacht girl. So this is the girl who doesn't really advertise that they're selling cheeks, but they are selling cheeks. And again, this young lady already mentioned that Saweetie has a drug problem. And this other lady here is saying that, hey, Saweetie is out here clapping cheeks and a lot of clients are tired of her and her drug issues. And she's not the only person to mention this sort of freestyling idea.
You need to build your brand up so that you're not known as a 304, because what men really like, they like freestylers better, okay? They don't want a girl to be posting ads online and stuff. No, they want to feel like they just stumbled across a beautiful woman, and for this price, they could have access.
So, this lady has a good point. Like, people don't want you to be advertising your cheeks out there, but they want to know that you're down with the get down. And it gets even worse.
I'm not saying that her music is a cover-up. No, it's not a cover-up. She's an entertainer that goes along with it. So like a child actor grows up, then they're known for being a 304 all of a sudden, but not to regular people. As far as you guys know, they're just a singer, a dancer, an actor, a YouTuber, anything, an influencer. A lot of high-end...
I'm just a normal guy, guys. I ain't no 304 behind the scenes.
304s are actually influencers, and that's what builds your brand better. Why do you think I'm in so many people's YouTube videos? I'm on podcasts like Fresh and Fit. I'm in 20v1s with Kodak.
Builds your brand.
It's all because it builds your persona. It builds your brand. So this way, when I say, hey, I want X amount, it makes sense because I'm an entertainer. I'm a celebrity.
Say it ain't so. How we go from one of the leaders of the hot girl summer a couple of years ago to potentially, allegedly selling cheeks. Truth be told, I actually think that the yacht girl would be the final end stage of that city girl lifestyle.
It does make sense.
Right? Who gives a F about relationships and family and making kids one day? Let's just sell the crack of our ass to the highest bidder somewhere in Dubai. That'll teach men everywhere. That'll show them. The entire industry is a cesspool, filth-ridden, right? You just can't take the remnants of your career and bow out peacefully. You got to go on up all these podcasts. And I've always said that. I always recognized her influencer career seems a lot better than her music career. I don't like to do anything outside of what it is that I do. I don't, really go on podcasts or anything like that. It's because I don't want to be famous. Women like this.
Same. I tell you guys, I still have a normal job. I still work in finance. It's just, it is what it is. I try not to travel too much to go meet people and do episodes or collabs with people. The only person I do collabs with is like Jack Morgan. I've done like 2-3 collabs with him because I like the guy. Me and him are actually kind of somewhat good friends. So
just go on all of these podcasts and shit to raise their status, to get the vying eye of attention of some of these types of men. Let's go.
Now she's breaking down the whole playbook for influencers. If you look at somebody like Saweetie, she's always on like 20 versus 1 shows. She's always on like podcasts, the Fresh and Fit. Like she moves around, and you don't really see a whole lot of the better rappers doing that. Like
again, I have no clue who the hell this person is. I really don't, nor do I actually care about her. I just think it's an interesting story that you know, these big mega stars slash rappers slash influencers are just out there selling cheeks.
Cardi B. And to be honest, Cardi B, you know, did mention that Saweetie was doing stuff like this. Remember that Saweetie was with Quavo?
Oh, Cardi
and
B.
then Saweetie ended up sleeping
Like
with
we can
Offset,
trust her.
which caused some tension between the whole Migos crew and all of that. Like, I mean, Saweetie just is down bad for real. Like,
Crazy.
just down bad as hell. But check this out.
I have said it before, and I get crucified for it. People get so mad every single time I bring it up. But your favorite musicians are not very wealthy. Like, there's no money to be made in the music industry. A lot of them are broke. Some of the influencers on this app make more money than your favorite musicians. And the reason why, it's not just because, I think especially this applies especially like in hip hop, it's not just because they don't get paid that much. It's also because they get paid a decent amount. It's because their lifestyle is extremely expensive.
True.
Like if you are in hip hop, part of being in hip hop is that you have to look rich. You have to pretend to be ultra wealthy, and living outside of your means is very expensive. It's not just like having a fancy house and owning cars, right? It's also like having a glam team all the time, having an agent, having a manager, having a social media person. All of that is very, very expensive. In your mind, you thought Saweetie was affording all of that off of her music career when she's been in the game 10 years and has still not put out a debut album?
10
now,
years.
This young lady mentioned something similar about your favorite influencers being broke. Now, for me, I'm looking at 12.4 million followers. I'm like, damn, you know, she must be doing good, but when you look at her lifestyle, she got to keep up that image, right? Like that's how she got popular. Now, this is something that's interesting because somebody like me, as a YouTuber or a down bad influencer, like I got, you know, popular because of my commentary. Nobody follows me because I need to be extravagant or opulent or fashion based. And this is why a lot of YouTubers end up having more money than influencers, because
you don't spend as much.
People tend to watch us for us, and we don't have a pressure of trying to be, you know, flashy or living a big lifestyle.
True. I mean, what do I spend my money on, guys? Freaking Gundams and fun toys for myself. Like I barely spend that much money.
That's the same thing with athletes. They don't have to actually live a rich lifestyle to be rich. Like Kawhi Leonard is a good example of that. But if you come in the game and you're a hot chick like Saweetie,
go backwards.
You have a lifestyle, and if the money isn't coming in because the music industry doesn't pay it, you got to get that money somehow. All right.
And when you watch this, right, the imagery that is being created, and you know, like it's all just brand at the end of the day. And think about the disconnection that one would need to have, right? The disconnection of the things that are actually making you happy in life. Community, family, relationships. It's not about the money this, the silicone that. You are a figurehead being utilized to create some type of identity for young women to latch onto. Meanwhile, the lifestyle that you are portraying that you want people to be able to be influenced by, they're not going to be happy if they take on your lifestyle as well. And then you engage in this lifestyle where you can never regress, and it's just like a downward spiral till eventually you're on the underside of a hairy man's porta potty. Damn! Okay, let's keep going.
And then also, she's never had a debut album, so you're not making money from music. So what are you making money from? But wait, there's more.
If you are ever trying to pocket watch your favorite celebrity and they're a musician specifically, right, you're trying to figure out if they're broke or not, all you have to do is check to see their endorsement deals, right? The more endorsement deals they have, the more paid they are. If you have a favorite celebrity, I'm not going to say no names, there's one in particular I'm thinking of, and they haven't had an endorsement deal in years, they're probably broke. And I'm going to leave that at that. Unless they own businesses and companies that are kept on the hush, 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 they're probably broke.
So this is an important distinction. Again, like if you look at somebody and the brand deals that they have, this would indicate how much money they actually make. Now, this is something that We saw with Will Smith. Once Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, he lost a lot of brand deals. Okay. And so this hurt him financially. Now, you already know his lifestyle is really up there. It's expensive. But to lose brand deals, which, I mean, again, I would assume that Saweetie has a lot of brand deals, or maybe she doesn't. But if you don't have those brand deals, and those brand deals pay a lot of money, it's kind of how you make cash in the industry. And so if you somehow lose that, you lose it all. Okay, and this is kind of what's happening with Saweetie. She doesn't really have brand deals. Okay, so if you don't have brand deals, you're not a podcaster, you're not really working a lot. You got to make that money, because this industry for music is not really there. And YouTubing is there, but YouTubing is hard. People can say, well, why don't you start a podcast? A lot of people have podcasts. It's still hard. It's not easy, doing this work every day. So, the quickest way to do that is, I mean, if you were going to sleep with somebody anyway, it was to go ahead on and basically pay to get the cheeks clapped. And it goes back to what the manosphere guys have always taught, that certain ladies are always for sale. It doesn't matter. Like, a lot of girls, you know what? Let me just say this. Fast forward. I know so many ladies who are IG influencers, especially in this part of the world. And again, they're like yacht girls. They out here, living it up. They may have a few brand deals, but trust me, like, they can barely pay their rent. They can barely pay for electricity. I mean, like, they need hair, they need makeup. They constantly have to live in that lifestyle, going to dinner, going to 4 Points. I mean, that might be going to dinner, going to hotels, things like that. It costs money to keep playing like that, being out. And,
that's why you got to get credit cards and use points for hotels, because that's all I use points for, is hotels and flights. Too damn expensive.
You popping bottles, you buying Don Julio in the club. Somebody got to pay for that. And somebody got to pay for their food every day. I mean, you get chicks that look so good and they're begging for KFC, like literally begging for KFC. You would never think that a chick that has a big following on TikTok or Instagram is that broke, but so many chicks don't really have money like that. Yeah. And this is why, like, dudes who are consistent and they may have a good business, you would have a shot. Like, literally, if you were willing to pay, you would have a shot at these cheeks. I'm just being real. You would be able to go head on and get that clapping off.
What I find interesting is that it's like everybody who looks at online content creators generally thinks that, they're making a lot of money, and it's not true. I'm telling you guys, and especially because I'm on the side of content creator, I can take a look at, someone's profile. The most difficult ones to determine are the ones that have, something to buy, upsell. But generally you can also see it if they have like low ticket offers, mid ticket offers, high ticket offers. You could get a general idea of what's going on. Nevertheless, content creation, no matter way that you slice it, is difficult. Now, it's not to downplay white collar jobs, blue collar jobs, any type of job, any type of function can be difficult, but in particular, content creation is very difficult, whether that's commentary like myself or a podcast. The fact is that many of them they don't want to put up with all of that work, right? Like, that's why oftentimes you'll go to their Instagram profiles and they post nothing but photos. You click on that YouTube link and you go to their YouTube channel and it's got 1.5 videos and 12 subscribers. And unless they are pulling in brand deal after brand deal, they're probably making goose egg. Saweetie did all right, probably for like a year or two back in 2018-ish. But in order for it to continue to make sense, and here's the thing, a lot of it could be ego as well, right? Tasting that degree of status and notoriety and fame and then watching it slowly go away can eat at these influencers, these music people, these entertainers as well. And for some of them, and like, wasn't Saweetie's mom a video vixen? For some of them, they're more than willing to sell components of their soul in order to remain somewhat relevant.
I mean, even men, right? There's men that give up their cheeks for being a movie star and all these things too. So I can definitely see it with women that are struggling to, break it out, or whatever it's called, breakout or whatever it is.
304s, prostitutes, yacht girls, they've always existed and will continue to exist. But just like O'Shea just reminded us, we've known that. And the idea is that for those that want to move in a much more legacy building way, what are you doing in order to ensure that you don't catch one of them? I will say, although we've been doing the majority of talking about Saweetie, I think the biggest idiot out of all of this is the damn soccer player that got her face tattooed up on her, right? With all of this stuff that is being alleged about her. Nevertheless, guys, let me know what you think down in the comment box down below.
You know, it's funny because I actually saw this video at O'Shea's channel, but then I saw MTR cover it, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to play into the me reacting to reactors reacting on commentary thing. So it's just because it makes it more fun to me. Like, you actually get my reaction, you get MTR's reaction, you get O'Shea's reaction, you get a little bit of snippet of each of us, and it kind of, at least for a lot of people, you get an Asian man, you get a black man, and then you get an African man, or a man who lives in Africa, I guess. It's take on a lot of different subjects. So it's not just, oh, this particular person, or they're all these particular people that say this thing or think this way. No, you get a kind of a glimpse of views from all types of men within one video or so. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. And catch you guys next time. Ciao.